So this is how we've been spending a good bit of our day. We've been making masks for people, and we're going to show you just how that gets done. So we start with a piece of fabric that Rhonda tore last night into a particular size, and now she's going to, what are you going to do, sweetie? Serge the edges of it?
Ready?
Ready. Now she moves to the machine and she's going to make the mask with a little pocket at the top of it so that you can insert a filter or whatever. And we read this morning that these shop towels that you can get from the auto parts store work really, really well for that. Just stitching the edge of the pocket down at first to get ready for the next step.
Now to the ironing board and Wendell's part. He takes the mask that we've stitched the little edges in the pocket together, gives it a good press, and then magically he places it in a folder that we folded up to make a pleating contraption. Makes the pleats just the same on each and every mask. Sometimes you have to start over. Wendell's gotten really good at this. He's always been good at ironing. His mama taught him well.
Don't tell people that.
Nice pleat again, a nice press again on the pleats. This sets the pleats in. And then the next step will be for him to make the ties. He's going to press them nice and flat and then run them
out of elastic. You can't get elastic anywhere. And so we are resorting to making, and you can't get bias tape anywhere. So we're making our own to make the ties out of. This is a new task that I got to learn how to do today.
So far, so good. The next step takes a couple of minutes. He runs it through a little metal contraption called a bias tape maker. As it comes out of the bias tape maker, the material is folded and he steams it closed to keep the creases. So now Wendell's slowly pulling the fabric through this little metal contraption, watching and making sure he doesn't steam his fingers. Little thing gets really hot. But if you notice as it goes through, it folds the material over in just a certain way. And he'll do this on this long strip of fabric. It's 36 inches long, so a whole yard of ironing, and he'll do that twice. Wendell's starting out the second tie. One will go on the right, one will go on the left of the mask. He's coaxing the fabric into the little contraption. Once again, watch your fingers. Now to the very end of the strip, and then over to the sewing machine to be attached to the mask.
There's the mask in the pleater jig, and Ron's going to take it out of the jig.
Stitching up the sides to hold them in place. these little pleats will pop right off, jump apart.
Now we've got the front part of the mask.
Trim down the sides to clean it up just a little bit. Make it nice and neat. Get rid of all these little frayed pieces of thread. Done. Now I take one of the strips, fold it in half to find the middle. Place that middle part right on top of the mask, just like that. Fold it over, make a little sandwich. And I'll start from one end and I'll sew all the way down and across the mask. We're trying our best to make these where they can be washed and worn again. So extra stitches here and there to hold them securely, especially on stress points.
So just like with shampoo, lather, rinse, and repeat. And voila, there is a mask. Snip off a few extraneous threads here and there. And now we have our mask. Doesn't that look great?
Add it to the stack.
I'm looking for Sally Field to come any day and organize a mask makers union because I have injured myself several times in this process. Y'all have a great day. Stay home and stay safe.